All right, so here to talk about my Commencal Meta 29 build. These are all my parts laid out here. I ordered this frame. Right now it's basically May. It's like 29th, 30th, something like that. I don't know. I've been off work a few days. And I'm hopefully going to build it this weekend. But I ordered the frame in November of 2020, and they called it pre-order, but it's basically back order just due to supply and all that stuff. So anyway, I'll go through my parts and just talk about this frame. I'm so pleased and so surprised at the build quality of this frame. I originally wanted the Meta AM, which is the all mountain version of this, and that's what I ordered because I was riding a Ragley Mbop 2020 hardtail with 150 millimeters of suspension, which is this Mamma Jamma right here that I'm separately rebuilding. Anyway, so I went from the Ragley Mbop, which is a size medium. I don't remember what the reach was, but it is a long 63 and a quarter head angle, 63 and a quarter degree head angle with a very long, top tube that's got the nice, awesome looking slant, very aggressive. This bike is very comfortable for just pointing downhill. But it was a little bit long, and when I was comparing the geometry, the all mountain version was just, it's a little bit more slack than this, and it's a lot longer though. And I wanted something shorter reach, because I'm not doing downhill and I'm not doing a ton of enduro, even though I do some enduro at the local trails. So anyway, I had to change the frame order early on, and the guys at Commencal were just amazing. I hope I'm even pronouncing that brand name correctly. But in my Gmail, I have about 70 emails back and forth with them. They've responded at latest the next day on every question I've had, every parts question, every bearing, every bushing, every fitment. They've answered all my questions and then some. On several occasions, they even picked up the phone and called me. I'm sure it got quite annoying. I've had customers, when working retail, who've acted the same way that I did, and it gets kind of annoying, right? But you got people like me who kind of tweak out on this stuff, and you got to take the good with the bad. So that's what they did, and they never acted like I was a pain in the ass. They treated me like a top-notch customer, even though I'm a first-time customer, and they really worked with me. So anyway, I switched out to a bike that was slightly steeper head angle and slightly less reach, and I don't know if I'll like it better yet, but I'm pretty damn sure I will. I originally needed a fork that was 170 or 180 travel, so basically I got the RockShox Zeb, and man, that thing was beautiful, and I had it for a few months. I think I ordered that from Backcountry. By the way, those guys are freaking awesome. I got those guys, I guess, information from basically, I forget the name of the channel, Burn Peak. He always talks about those guys. Anyway, they were awesome, and I asked them to return the shock, basically because I needed less travel because I switched out the frame. So they switched out to the Fox 36, which I am so happy I did. Again, I haven't ridden it yet. I've only ridden it on a friend's bike, but it has all the adjustability. It has the bleeders. I mean, it has everything you need. It has at least one additional adjustment than the Zeb does, obviously. And then I went from the RockShox Super Deluxe Ultimate to the Fox X2. Again, I just wanted top of the line. I wanted top quality. So that's what I got. This is my first full suspension build, and I just decided to go all out on everything I could possibly. So basically the bike will have 160 in the front travel and 140 in the back. And I think that will be plenty. For wheels, I went to DIYcarbon.com, and I went with these. I love DT Swiss hubs. I love the straight pull design. I just feel like this is an awesome hub design. I don't like really wide flanges on my hubs. I think personally that looks a lot too much like a BMX bike. They were great to work with. but it's kind of like the guy outsources it to China. So they're just Chinese carbon rims. They were a great price. Okay, get this. Okay, so these are 29ers. They're carbon. These are Enduro rims. They're 30 or 32 internal. So they're pretty wide, pretty beefy, right? They have DT Swiss hubs with the XT driver pre-installed and great craftsmanship, right? $800 shipped. I had to wait about 6 weeks for them. Who knows how long they'll hold up. They had great reviews online. I'm not saying that they're going to break, right? But that's a freaking deal. So when you take these hubs, which they came with the 18-click cog, what do you call it? Sorry, star ratchet. I'll show you that in a second. They came with 18, right? So I had to upgrade to the 52 or 54, which is the same thing I did with my Wraggley. So I love these rims so much. I have them on another bike over here. This is my Wraggley build. It's up here for just some maintenance stuff. But these are awesome wheels. They're awesome hubs. Like, they're not Industry 9 or other like crazy stuff. They're not super loud. They're actually rather quiet. Even when the lubricant's drying up, they're very quiet. I don't like that super loud hiss. I think it's too aggressive and just it's annoying to me. So no offense if that's what you're riding. I'm sure they're great. I personally didn't feel the difference between 36 teeth on this bad boy and 54. So I can't imagine that having any more clicks. I say 54, it could be 52, whatever, don't quote me, don't care. But I can't see going any larger on the engagements on these things, okay? So there probably is a difference to some riders out there. To me, I don't think there would be, because 36 to 52 or 54 wasn't that big of a benefit to me. So anyway, super happy with DT Swiss. The point is, $55 for the for this guy right here, 55 for those, 800 for the rims. What else? For the wheels at least, right? So, back to the wheels. So the wheels came with this blue rim tape. Now here's the only comment or negative about these wheels. This rim tape, I've always been taught that the rim tape needs to be as wide as the inside of the rim, the wheel well. I don't know how true that is because I've never not done it, okay? This rim tape that came with these hubs does not fit the width, okay? It's about, I don't know if the camera picks this up or not, but it's about 10 to 12 millimeters difference between these, and that just bothers me. I'm going to be putting cush core in, I'm going to be slamming a tire into these, and so I emailed the guy. I'm like, hey, the rim tape doesn't fit, and he's kind of gave me an answer like, oh, for our wheels we don't require that the rim tape goes edge to edge on the inside of the wheels. So I just don't know if that's true, but to me that just sounds like, if I was working there, I'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry, let me get you some wider rim tape, or at least start to offer that. So I've never heard that. I can't verify if that's true, but I've always been told that the rim tape needs to go edge to edge. So unfortunately, I did need to buy more rim tape because this was like a $12 upgrade, right? And this stuff was like $30. I forget which brand it is, but this was like, I think this was like 12 to 15 with the wheel set, which seemed like a deal because if you wanted to buy just rim tape by itself, this was like $30 for the 2 rolls. So you got the 80 plus the 30 plus the 50, and like that's a dirt cheap wheel set. Now, again, they have really good reviews at DIY Carbon. I don't know if the stuff is gonna hold up. Of course, I think it will hold up. I have no reason not to think it will, but damn, $800 carbon wheel set. Anyway, more parts. So obviously I got the Cushcore Pros 29. I got the Assegai, whatever. I got the DD, the double downhill. So it's a super heavy ass tire, super thick for the rear. And then for the front, I got the Max Terra 3C compound. So that's basically a step down from the double downhill. Okay, what else do I got? I also really love these TRP rotors. They are beautiful and they stop well. Now, I did get Magura MT7s all the way around, and I've used the Trail Sports in the past. This isn't trying to give too many reviews here, but I love the Trail Sports, had no issues. Also used these rotors on my other bike. They are center lock, so I got these. They're a little bit thinner than Magura calls for, but I've had no issues. Other people say that Magura's rub on pads. I've had zero issues. So eat it, whatever. They're going to work beautifully on this bike. For pedals, I did switch from 1-Ups to Rock Bros. They are about 10 millimeters wider. I do not have huge feet. I'm like a 10.5. I'm 5'8", 155. But I wanted some wider pedals, and they are almost identical to the 1-Up pedals, the 1-Up composites. So I got, actually that black pair is going to go on the Ragley. I might do a yellow-blue deal on the Commencal build. I don't know yet. The pedals were 25 bucks a pop. So yeah. For the pedals, I did get some upgraded bolts. I don't know if you'd even consider it an upgrade, but on all my pedals previously, the steel bolts rust very quickly. So I got stainless steel, and I got 2 lengths. I got 10 millimeter, which is basically the stock size, and then I also got the 12 millimeters. I got locking bolts and non-locking bolts. Anywho, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go wider on, I think, these 3. I'm sorry, not wider, longer on these 3, and this one. And I'm gonna go shorter on the inside so that it's more of a concave feel. And I'm just gonna experiment with that, just to see if that works. Anyway, 1-Up's bash guard, I ordered it with the blue and it came with the black as extra. It also came with a couple extra bash guards. Press fit, dub, bottom bracket, got that from Commencal. I went with basically the Descendant, Truvative, whatever, Descendant crank, and I think it's 170 or 175 millimeter length arms. It's basically the same as SRAM GX design. It's got the same kind of narrow wide stuff going on. I did order a Chinese oil slick cassette here, and it looks pretty badass, but I was gonna do oil slick on this build, but as I was building over the course of 5 or 6 months, I decided to not do that. I still think it might look cool, but to me, if you're gonna do like a accent color, it's cool to do it in a couple different spots, and overall, just based on my color choices, yellow aside, ignore the yellow, I don't think that's gonna go on, but the color choices that I chose, I don't think oil slick's gonna go. So who knows, I'm gonna hang on to it. Also, not to mention, it is a different offset than that one. The thing was 11 bucks shipped, so you can't lose, and it is super light. It is way lighter than the SRAM or the Truvative. Even when you take off the chain ring side by side, it's much lighter. Anyway, Fox 36, got the bash guard. I got the 1-Up EDC tool kit. Unfortunately, you do have to tap this. I do have the tap. And I did call Fox, and they basically said that tapping their fork does not void the warranty, but it overall on the whole fork, but it does void the warranty if you have a steer tube related incident. So it does void your warranty on this part, is basically what that means. So they wouldn't give me like a super conclusive answer on like, has this happened before? Is your steer tube any weaker because you had to tap it or whatever? I don't think that that's the case. I'm just throwing that out there. I did get a Amazon.com press. This is gonna work on the dub and the headset. Where is the headset? Somewhere, oh, duh, right here. This is a Cane Creek 40, just kind of a upper middle level Cane Creek. It's not the best Cane Creek, but it is sufficient and it is good, and it's pretty much a standard on a lot of similar bikes with this size head tube. Huge assortment. Surprisingly, did not need this at all. All of those spacers, I ordered them purposefully, but I did not realize that the headset was going to come with them. The EDC kit was going to come with them. So who knows? I didn't know that. Plus it was 10 bucks, and now I have a ton of extras because they look silly when they get scratched, so now I have backups. Anyway, These are just gold spacers for the brakes. These wolf tooth components, B-Rad, not sure if I'm going to even use those or not. They're pretty damn cool. This system that they got, this is basically either it goes onto your bottle cage and it extends it and allows for like more equipment. So for example, I could run this. I love this. This is I've had one break and I replaced it. Then I got one for my wife's hardtail, the Marin up there. I got one for my Ragley, right? And I got the replacement. So this is, I think, my fourth one of these. This is the Arundel Looney Bin. It's my favorite one because it fits fat bottles. It's kind of got that, I forget what you call this, click fit, whatever, adjustable, twisty thing. And it can fit a fat bottle of Gatorade. So that's why I like this. So anyway, the B-Rad will allow you to connect basically your bottle cage plus tools. So this is another part that goes with the B-Rad kit. I'm sure you know about this already, but anyway, so this will clamp onto here. Your bottle cage will go there. And so this will allow you to run, or not run, but hold on to things like this, which is a tire gauge and a tube, if that's, you know, whatever you want to put in there. Anyway, so that's that. I got a couple of those. I got a pump because I opted to not get an EDC pump. I got, like, you know, the tool, and I got the chain tool and the plugs. Basically, I went with that EDC setup versus the pump. So I will possibly be putting, I hate riding with stuff on my bike, but anyway, I got the pump. It's gonna go in the B-Rad. Moving on, Fox gloves, eBay find, $22 ship, look badass. Other parts of the Magura. Okay, so this bad boy, the loam lever, this thing is badass. When you hold this in your hand, there's zero play. It is smooth as butter. Tons of reviews on it. I listened to the reviews and I got it. I'm really excited to try it. I did on rebuilding my Ragley. Now I'm not rebuilding it, but I'm basically refreshing a bunch of the parts. I needed a different dropper lever and there was no loam in stock. So I found a bike shop that had wolf tooth components dropper lever, and I held it and it had play in it. I'm like, how is a same price lever with a bearing have play in it? So I basically got in the car, purchased it, got 2 miles down the road, and I'm like, you know what, screw this. I'm gonna take it back because the one that I got at my house right now for my Commencal build has no play. So, and it's the same price. So I did opt to get the loam lever. Now here's the downside. Unfortunately, PMW does not have a clamp, the ergonomic clamp fit that allows you to connect directly to a Magura lever. And I've emailed them twice, once last year and again last week. They said they don't have anything in the works and they can't say if they're going to build one ever or not. Like, kind of one of those types of emails. I don't blame them, whatever. It would be nice if they did allow a direct mount clamp that allows these two things to connect, similar to the Shimano and SRAM stuff, for dropper levers. Anyway, got a bunch. As you can see, I got some of this Celeste blue components. Now, this isn't all Celeste blue. Technically, the only true Celeste blue that calls itself Celeste blue are the brake hoses and the shift cables, okay? All this other blue is not Celeste blue, but that's kind of the color I fell in love with. So those are my accent colors, the blue colors along with a little bit of gold. All right, what else can I say? So PNW 170 millimeter dropper. This bad boy fits all the way down in here. Now remember, I'm 5'8", so I'm gonna use every inch of this, but my seat post is gonna be able to fit straight down, all the way down. Now my buddy's got a 2021 Specialized stump jumper. He's about the same size as me. His geometry, his frame only allows him like 125 or 130 millimeter dropper, and it still sticks out like this far. So what's the point here? The point is he can't even get a 150 and slam it all the way down. You know what I'm saying? So like he can get a longer dropper that extends out higher, but he can't have his seat slammed all the way down. I'm going to be able to slam my seat all the way down. Now that is not thanks to the dropper. That's just thanks to the geometry, which I carefully researched for this build. Talking too much. I'm obviously out of shape. I do have a broken collarbone. Thanks to Horns Hill, Slim Shady Trail. It's not thanks to them. It's thanks to I was riding 6 or 7 hours tired, and it was one of those last lines where I said to myself, one more line, one more run, and I was tired and I got bucked and went over my bars and bam, cracked my collarbone in half, had to get a plate put on. So I'm recovering right now and could finally use my arm. I'm on my 7th week, so that's why I'm going to do the build this weekend. Anyway, what else can I say about this section up here? Jaguar Lex shift cable, more Magura stuff, TRP rotors, more eBay Fox gloves. Why do I say eBay? I don't know. Are they authentic? Probably. I got a huge jug of the Royal Blood oil because I'm skeptical that I've bled my brakes enough and wasted a lot anyway. So why not push a little bit more fluid through? I'm not saying I'm going to waste it, but maybe I am. Anyway, this frame does not call for a Float X2, but I call for a Float X2. Why? Again, I just wanted the best. I don't know a ton about full suspensions other than the fact that I'm aging and it's going to be a little bit better on my back. I do fully and wholeheartedly believe that there's something about riding a hardtail that helps your skill level, that helps you find the correct line, that makes you a more nimble rider who's more choosy on how he rides, who is lighter on his feet in some spots, that I hear that you lose a little bit of that ability when you switch to a full suspension. Okay, so I'm very reluctant to switch to a full suspension. I honestly wanted a new bike. I wanted an upgrade. I wanted it for my back, for my knees, for all of that. And I just wanted a really good shock to go along with that. And to my research, I found that this is the best shock. It also has a ton of adjustability. I'm the type of person who's going to tweak out more or as much on my shocks settings. I'm probably someone who's annoying to ride with, but I'm going to tweak out more on this and getting this right than probably enjoying the trail sometimes. That's just the way I'm wired. Like guitar playing, I tweak the amps more and pedals and build crap more than I actually play the guitar. Maybe to my detriment, but anyway, that's me. This is a Wolf Tooth seat post clamp. I don't like their gold. I didn't think it would go well with this. I think this is either nickel or I think it's nickel, not silver. It's one or the other, but I think it's going to go really good with this, despite the fact that I do have a couple other gold accents like this and some other gold bolts that I'm sure you might have seen so far. Anyway, moving on, that's the shock bushing Arundel deal. Okay, SQ Lab bars. I'm super excited about these. They have, don't quote me on this. Well, it probably says right there. Oh, there it is. Bam. Okay. 12 degrees back sweep, 4 degrees up sweep, and a 45 millimeter rise. How beautiful is that? That back sweep, first of all, my other handlebars are the Sam Hill, I want to say 30 millimeter rise bars over here for my other bike. When I got that much back sweep, similar, I really liked it. I liked the ergonomics of it, and I'm really excited about these. Unfortunately, this frame, side by side, they're Ragley. That's about a 5-pound frame. This thing is like 9 pounds, so I need to save weight anywhere I am. These are my first carbon bars, my first carbon rims. I knew I was coming up on weight, so I thought, hey, they're carbon. They got the back sweep, they got the up sweep. Why not give them a shot? Anyway, the fiber grip. Got a ton of these on Amazon for all my different glasses. These are just regular flip-up ones. I honestly, a majority of the time, prefer either these types of glasses or these. These are actual just like shop glasses. Then I do actual goggles. So take it or leave it. That's, again, I don't like the eyewear. But that's what I got. Trying out a new seat. The Stella is more big on the road bike scene, but they do, I have seen them on some other enduro bikes and trail bikes, and it seems comfortable enough. If it's not what I want it to be, honestly, I go for this trusty old Rock Bros seat. It almost looks like a comfort seat, but I am a skinny dude with no butt, and this is what I need. I need something like this. So again, it's got the nice little carve out. It's kind of a budget seat. It's a Chinese Rock Bros one, and I've had this seat a couple times as well for all the comfort. This thing's got that hard foam in it, maybe for someone with, you know, more ass, but I'm excited to try it anyway. It seems smooth and ergonomic and, you know, lightweight, all that good stuff. Anyway, set this back. I did strongly, you know, feel that the SX set was a great step for SRAM, and I was like, whoa, this is great. This is better than some of the old NX and GX stuff I've used in the past. And it was, until I felt the new GX lunar kits, and bam, these things shift amazing. Probably the best shifters out there in my opinion. I don't personally feel the need to go up to XO1 or XX1, so I got GX for this bike. I'm also upgrading my other bike to GX as well. Simultaneously right now, got the GX shifter level. I've had that previously as well. I've never had any issues, and I love it. This is the new-ish, now it's not probably new anymore, they probably came up with something else, but this is the 520% GX hub with the 52 tooth on the outside. This thing is badass. It's all one piece. You can't split apart the actual cogs on this like you can on the NX that takes a Shimano driver. So anyway, I got the XD driver. I think that's because of the XD driver. It's, you know, whatever, but it's super light. Like when I take this and lift it and compare it to my NX, you know, this one takes the Shimano driver, and it is heavy. I mean, it is steel, and it's the type where every single piece fits over the driver there in the center, but it works for my DT Swiss. It works just fine on my hardtail, but I'm really excited to go to the 520. Anyway, a bunch of the standard lubes, like, you know, all the Walmart stuff. I've never had any issues with that stuff. I am switching back to Orange Seal. I was using Slime XTR for a while. No issues with it, just I do like Orange Seal. What haven't I talked about? Cush Core, got those. I think the yellow looks stupid. It's not that it looks stupid, it's gonna look stupid on this bike. I wish that blue right there, this blue, matched more like this. This is closer to that Celeste color, or dolphin blue as they call it at PNW, which is that's the ring that's gonna go on the dropper post. But anyway, check out this frame. It is absolutely just, it is beautiful. I thought my Ragley was nice, and it is nice, right? But this is different. There's something different about it. The welds are shaved down, sanded, whatever they do, smoothed out in several spots like this. And then on some areas they're left, like, I guess these are all kind of smoothed out, but you could see a few more ridges right here than you can on something like that. This looks like the hydroformed aluminum. I'm not super techie when it comes to that, but something about the hydroformed aluminum. If I could pick it up right now without scratching it on the ground, I would, but maybe in another video. But you could just see that the quality on this thing is just absolutely pristine. Zero flaws, zero scratches. Amazing geometry. I'm really looking forward to it. Anyway, so I'm just thrilled to own this frame. I can't wait till I can ride again. Working from the switch from the all mountain version to the trail was kind of a nightmare, and having to switch out both shocks and the frame while everything's on the back order, do returns with multiple companies. But honestly, everyone I worked with was great. If I could remember the name of the company, one company when I was doing parts charged me restocking fees, which I do understand, right? That is a pain in the ass. I bought it, I shipped it back. I don't think they paid for shipping, but a lot of the companies out there are paying for return shipping and do not charge the restocking fee. So you got to count that against them. You know, if you have other companies out there that are selling similarly priced stuff, I forget the name, but anywho, this is the build. Fat grips, I didn't talk about those. I'm really excited to try those. They don't have bar ends, which previously has not appealed to me, but now it does. They flare out at the end. You could look them up. I do wish that they had a color that matched the Celeste color of these products, but they don't. They do have, not PMW, but Ergon does have a color, like a midnight blue or whatever, midnight summer, that kind of matches this, but they're not the fat grips. So I would have gotten them if they had that blue color in this color, in this sort of, I don't even know what you call it, right? Turquoise-ish. I would have did it because I got boots that match that. But what I truly want is I want the Celeste color that kind of matches those bad boys, the shifter, the brake hoses, and the loam lever, and the one-up, accent there. So those are my colors. One other quick thing, because I like to talk a lot. Just found out that even though this is my second set of Magura brakes, that the Magura brakes take a proprietary cable housing and apparently don't warranty other companies' products. So I think I might be voiding the warranty by installing these brake hoses. It's one of these two are the brake hoses. But anyway, I had to get a Jaguar banjo bolt for an additional 20 something bucks just to run that blue wire because they don't come with it. Another cool thing that I did somewhere around here in one of these boxes, I was able to build a little stand and get these guys spray painted in my color that I really like. I did take them out though. I'd have to show you how I built this. It was a little stand. I super glued them to this little wire stand so that I can spray them so that they wouldn't blow away in the dust. But I wasn't about to spend 30 bucks on color rings. So I just sanded these down, built that little stand, taped it to a paper plate, then taped the paper plate to a box, and basically just sprayed them in my garage, and they look great. Like, they match the color, they match the Celeste color, and that dolphin blue color, like, perfectly. And I'm really excited about that. But I did take them off because I don't want to get brake fluid all over them, because I'm probably going to make a huge mess when I actually put all this stuff together. This whole build, all right, drum roll. How much do you think this build cost? I guess post about that, and I'll tell you if you're close. This is one of the most expensive things of my life. I did it with part of both of the stimulus checks in 2020 and early 21, I think that other one came out. And I did it over 5 or 6 months, so I was constantly putting cash into it. I did save up some money to throw down an initial, chunk, because that's just what you do. And I paid cash for everything, okay? Credit, no way on any of this, but it was rather expensive, more expensive than I thought it would be. But at the end of the day, this is just how I justify it, I guess. It's everything that I want. I did not cheap out or chintz out on anything. Even though you see Rock Bros pedals, people are like, what are Rock Bros pedals? They're $25 badass pedals that you can get anywhere that look just like one-ups, and they work just like them. Never had any issues with them. I didn't cheap out on anything. I got all top-of-the-line stuff, and I don't say that to brag. I say that because that's just what I wanted as my first build, and as someone as late in my life as I am. I'm not, a geezer by any means, but I'm in my late 30s, right? So if I'm going to do it right. That's how I thought. And I'm not going to be doing it again next year, the year after that, or the year after that. So it's going to last me. But how much do you think all this costs at the end of the day? Now, some of this cost, I am going to include some of the special tools. This thing is to tap in the star nut. That's a press. What other special tools did I get? I think those are really the only 2 things. I might be missing something else. But anyway, that's all I got. This is my Commencal trail build. The TR29 finally got here and all my parts. Talk to you later.